Hey guys, how you doing? All right. Apparently I'm live. I guess. Let's find out. Yep. Okay, I'm live. All right. Um, hey. Yeah. It's been a little bit since I've actually managed to talk to you guys in regards to things. I've had, like with most people, I've had times where I have had just I don't want to deal with a lot of people. I don't want to deal with a lot of things. I don't want to deal with much of anything. So yeah, I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. It's been a little difficult. It really has been a little difficult. These past 7 months have not been easy for any of us whatsoever, and that includes myself. I know I did a live video a while ago asking how you guys were doing mentally, how everyone was doing mentally themselves. Um, and I totally agree with, just taking care of yourself. I know that we're in some very difficult times, and I know that we're having some very hard times here. So, I myself have not been up to par in the way of my content creations, my personal life, my work life. Everything has actually been suffering quite a bit. So, I turned and said, you know what? I need to get away. I have to get away. And so, yeah, for now, that's what I'm drinking. Just quickly, whatever. Establishment Brewing Skyrocket 3. But yeah, right. So that's what I did. And actually, that's what we did. My wife and I decided that it was a high time that we actually took some time for ourselves. My wife has not had a vacation in a very long time, and I have. And I've been missing out on times to go on vacation with her, so we decided to go away. We decided to spend a weekend and to treat ourselves. Um, we've been looking at this for a little bit now, and we thought, we might as well go somewhere where it's nice, take a couple of days, not really do anything. And that's exactly what we did. Was we didn't do anything. And in all honesty, it was glorious. It was the best thing we could have done for us. Um, with everything that's going on, the prices of a lot of places have gone down. So we looked at some places that we usually go to, and we looked at some places that we would always have wanted to go to. And we saw the price of this place that we've always wanted to go to, and we went, you know what? I don't see why not. Let's spend a little bit of money and let's go here. Now, I'm the type of person that likes to be very conservative when it comes to holiday money. I make sure that we have enough that stretches out to a certain period of time and that we actually get to enjoy different things. This was one of those times where we decided that, you know, why not spend a little more for what we were going to do? Because we can only get away for a couple of days due to our work schedules, due to family life, and due to a bunch of other things. COVID being one of them. And we decided to just stay within our province. That way we didn't have to come back home, get tested, which is part of rules that we have within our work. That if we leave the province, you have to get a test, and you actually have to stay at home. So we're not missing any home. We're not missing any dates for work. We're not doing anything else like that. We're actually having a little bit of time to ourselves, and it was perfect. to say it simply, it was perfect. We went out to the mountains, which was completely a different view than what we've got. We got away from the city. We turned off our social media for a bit, except for stuff that we knew would not trigger us in any aspect whatsoever to upset us or anything else like that. We I spent a we spent a night in or a couple of nights in a one room king size room, and it was perfect. Like it was a beautiful room, and it was large. You had a little sitting area spot which had these beautiful like leather chairs that you sank into while looking outside and seeing the mountainside, literally the mountain view. Um, because our hotel was embedded in the side of a mountain, literally. There was a beautiful swimming pool there that we went to go swimming in. They had the lanes segregated, or they had the swimming pool segregated into four different pods. So there's a maximum of 12 people allowed in there, four per pod, or three per pod apparently. Sometimes you get four. And then you had to book your times for the swimming pool. They give you an hour in the swimming pool, and if you wanted a hot tub, they give you half an hour in the hot tub. Now, we had it where we had the pool for an hour, hot tub for half an hour. We saw some other people come in, and they were having it where they switched between the two, the hot tub and the pool, which is normally how you do things. But we were trying to play by the rules, pretty much, and just to make sure that we and all the other people around us were safe. Um, and the pool is beautiful. I got some swimming time in, even though it was a small lane. And I've been dealing with a sciatic nerve that's been affecting me on how I walk, and I kind of overdid it a little bit because I've been sore for the past couple of days. Advil's been my friend, and but the hot tub was awesome. That was awesome. We really stayed in our room. Like we didn't. Where we went to was a tourist town. You can go out, wander around. You can go places, go do touristy things. We just didn't want to do that. We just wanted to just hang out in the room and just not worry about a damn thing. Um, they had a fire pit the first night we were there, and it was a huge bonfire. We didn't go out for that. Um, they had the gas fire pits the next night, and next night we went out. We stayed a day after normally people leave, so the Saturday it was booked solid, pretty much. Saturday night, and then the Sunday night there wasn't a lot of people in there because everyone left the Sunday, so it was quieter, which was nice. Um, and I've never been to a hotel where the lobby is the top floor and all the other rooms are below it. There's a couple of floors above that, not quite sure what they were. I think those were the executive suites, but the lobby was the middle, was the top floor, and all the other rooms were below it. The pool and spa was on the third floor. We stayed on the fifth floor, and we sort of wandered around, had a little dipsy doodle around places. And just, you have those things where people turn around and open the doors for you and say, "Here you go. Would you like valet parking? Would you like this? Would you like that?" I'm not accustomed to that. Uh, Being someone that goes, "Okay, here's your parking spot. Go park over there." Done deal. Or if you want underground parking, it's going to cost you a little bit less. Um, yeah, we treated ourselves quite nicely, and I think we'll be going back again. It was good to feel pampered in the way we want to feel pampered. Just to, like I said, hang out in our room, sit down, not watch any TV, spend a little time on our devices, but stay away from social media, which is what we both did. Take a few pictures here and there of the scenery around us. I brought up about four beers with me, and I had three. I was not really in the mood for drinking. I made some chocolate covered strawberries for us to enjoy, grab some snacks. We had some room service, and it was it was really, really needed. Um, because I really started to feel drained with all the stuff that's going on. And even coming back today and going on Facebook and reading through people's stuff, I personally have been fallen victim, or I've caught myself in that trap um, of being part of that, and I still will. I won't shy away from that. But I understand what it takes to step away. I understand that it does take a lot to step away, and it felt good to step away from that. And it felt good to come back home, see this stuff, and go, you know what? I'm not ready for this yet, and still step away from it. I posted some pictures on my personal Facebook page of where we went and what we did. I didn't, and just coming back to it and reading some of the stuff, because there was an election in BC, which is my hometown, and hearing all the people that won and hearing all that, I was like, okay, I don't want to hear about political stuff, and reading all about how the numbers have gone up. I was like, I don't want to read about that, and I looked at it going, you know what? I'm gonna keep stepping away for just a couple more seconds, probably for another day or two. I'll still read some of the stuff, but I don't really want to see any more at this point in time for my personal mental health of what's going on. Yes, they are important issues, but we are getting to a point where everybody is being so bitchy about it that it's not even funny to just sort of watch or look at anymore, which is fine. If people want to do this, that's up to them. That's great. I have had some things where I personally don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I've had some friends that I've lost over this. I've had some things that I've said that I've lost friends over, um, which that's on me. But it's still my thoughts, and I'm not going to sway from that. If people want to talk to me about that afterwards, by all means, you can talk to me about it. If there's an issue that you think is wrong, yeah, by all means, you can talk to me about it. The thing I hated the most recently is people going, okay, well, you're done. I tried to talk to people myself with some of their thoughts, and they're like, well, I don't want to listen to you. I keep hearing you say the same things over and over again. I'm like, well, I keep hearing you say the same things over and over again, too. So we're both going around in circles. And they're like, yeah, well, I think I'm done with having you see any of this stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I'm done actually seeing you do anything at all. We've had our moments where everything just is never something you don't want to see anymore. And that's the hard part, was we're becoming so separated with things that it just sucks. So this is why I went and stepped away. This is why I took a holiday. And this is why I'm happy that I took the holiday that I did. Will I be taking more holidays? Yeah, probably. I probably will. And I strongly recommend, if you feel that you have that need, step away. It's not a bad thing not to step away. It really isn't. Everybody's got their own opinion on stuff, and there's a lot of things that I will never agree upon, I will never allow, and I will think is just absolutely horrible. Rightfully so. But there's some things that you can sit down and say and discuss, because it isn't exactly the wrong opinion, it's just somebody else's. Some, it's completely the wrong opinion. Don't care. But again, different story for different times. So, what would I think my time away was like? As I said, beautiful, peaceful, enjoyed it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Um, I had a couple of issues with this hotel. I think the number one issue I had was the lack of helpfulness that we had. Um, Trying to find places like, well, where's the swimming pool? Well, it's down on the third floor. Okay, cool. And then asking, it's like, well, so what do we do? Can we book with you guys for the swimming pool? No, you have to call down to the spa. Cool. They were short, abrupt answers. They weren't, well, this is how you do things. This is what we can do. Unfortunately, we cannot help you with this, but we can help you with this. It was just do this, do this, do this, do this. Short, abrupt, fine. The doorman that we had was amazing. We pulled up and this guy was like, "Hey, how you doing? Would you like to do that? Would you like to see this? Would you like? How is this your first time here? Okay, this is what you go and do. This is go check in here. If you when you go park over here. If you're doing self parking, this is what it is. If you're doing valet parking, this is what it is." I'm like, okay, I love hearing that. And we did self parking, and I have to admit the parking there was tight, but good. Coming off of a 30 centimeters of snow in the past 4 days, cold weather, and then going into an underground parking that is pretty much got a lot of condensation and a lot of humidity in it, was interesting to drive in because all of a sudden my windows fogged up all over the place. So it was tough to see driving into this place. So you roll down the windows and you realize that the vents for all the restaurants are coming out into the parking lot. So you're getting the grease and grime smell all throughout this parking lot. It was not a pleasant experience to smell that. My poor wife wanted to throw up badly, and I personally was having some PTSD of the times that I spent in restaurants doing dishes. It was one of those smells that you get from the kitchens that they cooked everything all at once and spat out all the grease at you. So it was an interesting smell. But we got in there, we got checked in, and we got lost. Because it's built on the side of the mountain, as I said earlier, we got lost because we weren't sure where we were going with a half of our stuff. We weren't sure what we're doing. We were pretty much looking at this going, okay, we're on level what? Lobby's level 7. We're going to our floor, which is 5. So we go down, and then we get lost going to the elevators, so we didn't know which elevators to go to. So we went to the South Wing elevator, walked all the way around, got to our hotel room, and found out the elevators were just 2 doors down for the north end of the hotel. So that was fun wandering. But we got to learn the layout. Going into the parking lot, you had to go up into the 7th floor, over, down, and into different elevators to go to different places. Again, pretty awesome. As I said, the view was spectacular. It really was spectacular. Like we got there at night, and you can kind of see the mountain a little bit. But there was green lights on the trees outside that illuminated the trees a little bit. And you look out the back, and there's a as I said, bonfires there and whatnot. When we woke up in the morning, we opened up the curtains to see this beautiful mountain landscape in front of us, and it was gorgeous. It was literally picturesque. It was one that you just sort of go, ah, there it is. There's that relaxing. There's that calm. There's that peacefulness. It was beautiful. It really was beautiful. Like I said, I'm gonna stay there again. We're gonna stay there again. And it was one of those getaways where you just needed. You had to walk away from everything and sort of go, okay, I'm leaving my work at home. I'm leaving my stuff at home. Our pets have been taken care of. They're all good for us not being around. And we're going away for a couple of days. And that's what I love about living in the city. So, living in the city that I live in, we are 90 minutes away from just beautiful spots. Um, the seriously, the mountains are amazing, expensive, but amazing. The Banff is no more than 90 minutes away from us. Uh, Lake Louise is another 45 minutes on top of that, so about an hour and a half. And it's just it is picturesque out there. Like you hit the mountains, you got trees all around you, you've got this gorgeous scenery. You try not to, excuse me. Oh, I shouldn't be tired. I napped for 3 hours when I got home. Uh, you get there and you see these animals. Like we're driving in through Banff, we saw caribou there, we saw a few deer, huge ass ravens. Like it's just, you're in the middle of nature when. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. My wife thoroughly enjoyed it. She doesn't like going to the mountains that much at times, but that's understandable. There's, it's a tourist trap, is what it is out there. But this place was worth it. And the food we had there, oh my god, the food. Oh, it was a little on the expensive side, but oh, it was so worth it. I ordered a cheese plate when we got there. We got this cheese plate, $25 for this cheese plate. You had four different types of cheese, about four or five different slices of these cheese each. Four different types of jellies. Again, I'm sorry. You also had a spicy Dijon mustard with it, and you had some flatbread, some nice whole wheat flatbread with it. So you put the jam on, you put the cheese on there, you put just all these different cheese. So we had brie. I think we discovered what all four were, and I'm trying to remember what all of them were. Um, we had brie, a nice double churn soft brie. We had a Swiss. Took us a while to figure out what the Swiss was. It was one flavor we couldn't recognize, and I picked up this one piece and go, I know what this is. It's got holes. It's Swiss. I'm not a fan of Swiss, and I really like that Swiss, actually. We had um, I guess almost like a Edam cheese as well. And we also had another one that was I can't remember. It was almost like a cheddar, a truffle cheddar, black truffle cheddar. I've never had a black truffle cheddar, and blew my mind. As soon as I had it, I knew it was truffle. You can't mistake that taste of truffle. But you had the black specks in there, so it was like a black truffle cheddar, and oh, so good, so very good. All of them were good, and the jellies were good. They seemed a little, the jelly seemed a little basic. There was a strawberry, a cranberry, um, a almost like a slight mint one as well, and it was just really good stuff. Um, we went down and had breakfast down there. And breakfast. Oh, we also ordered fish and chips that night, and the fish was beautiful. It was beer battered fish that was phenomenal. Really easy to drink, or easy to eat. I'm drinking right now. Um, it was light. It wasn't overly greasy, and the chips were your standard chips. That they could have used a little bit more. Tartar sauce had a little bit of a nice little spice to it, and the coleslaw was interesting. It was like an apple coleslaw, but not quite. It was their own version of a coleslaw. It was like a German coleslaw in a way, but didn't have a lot of vinegar in it. And then the morning we went down and went to the little cafe there and had breakfast, and I had a lemon poppy seed muffin, and my wife, and then I also had a blueberry, I think it was white chocolate, or no, blueberry and something else scone. And that was really good. And I had a London fog, and it was the best London fog I've ever had. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Just beautiful. Um, And then the dinner for the last night there, we had steak sandwiches. And the steak sandwiches had beautifully grilled peppers on them with some nice onions on there. And they they had a soup, and it was a cauliflower curry soup, very nicely done. It was a pureed cauliflower in there, and it was just gorgeous. Like the steaks were done perfectly. You asked for medium rare, you got medium rare steaks. It was just divine. I honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better getaway. No, and it was right up there. So, yeah, the food was fantastic. The room was fantastic. The service, again, a little short. Going down to the spa, going down to the swimming pool. How do we do this? And they're like, "Oh, you don't know?" I'm like, "No, we're kind of asking you because COVID. They changed the rules, so we're trying to figure this out." Uh, just, oh, that part pissed me off. That's the only part that really upset me because they're like, "Well, you don't know." I'm like, because you ask, you look on their website, what can you do and what can you not do? The changing rooms are closed at this present time because of COVID. You go down to the spa, are we allowed using the change rooms? Oh yeah, that's no problem. You can use the change rooms. Okay, well, I was just making sure. And then I was like, so do we have to pay for lockers or anything? Oh no, you get a 4-digit code that you do yourself, and then that's it. I'm like, good to know. But the way we were told was like, you don't know this? Who the hell do you think you are? I'm like, we're first timers here. Bear with us. We'll get it the next time. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, it was needed. Boy, was it needed. So coming home today was nice. We came home, saw our pets, and I proceeded to pass out for 3 hours. Even though I slept like a baby on this king bed. I had a great. um, my sciatica acted up on the out there, and yeah, Advil's been my friend for the past couple of days. My sciatica acted up a little bit today, and I had more Advil, and I passed out. May have had too much Advil. Um, I think my body wanted to recoup. I'm horrible for driving, so if I drive places, I have to have a nap afterwards. It's just something that happens. Um, I can drive most of the way, but I get exhausted, emotionally and just mentally exhausted that I have to pass out. It happens. And I did that. We were watching a show. We were watching Unsolved Mysteries, series 2. Went and powered through that. I missed one episode before my wife went on and watched her YouTubes because I fell asleep. And I proceeded to fall asleep, and I was out. My wife tried to shake me awake, saying, "Hey, stop snoring. You're snoring on the couch. Wake up." And I did. So I kind of did, but I just couldn't wake up. Like it was a 90-minute drive. I should not have been tired, but I was exhausted. It happens. I don't know. I don't like driving on the highway that much, but it's an easy drive. I think there's some spots where we're hitting the mountain areas and you had snow drifts coming up because of the recent snows. And you get these corners that have the wind gusts. You see the ice on the road because it's gotten icy. And you're going 110 kilometers an hour. You have to slow down to 95. Even at 95, you're very careful, and I'm white knuckling it through these corners because it's not easy to drive through these areas. Um, but I'm glad I made it through. Then getting past that and driving all the way home was easy. And then our GPS took us through the new areas that we have, and it was there. It was there. So, but yeah. So what does this mean? Does this mean that I'm going to be taking a longer vacation on things? No, it just means that I can actually turn around and get set up for how I want to work on things. I will be doing more gaming. I will be doing more streaming. I will be doing more other reviews. I'm trying to look at how these people do these reaction views to music videos and not get dinged with copyright infringement. I'm not quite sure how that works. I'm going to be looking into that more because I'd like to do some reaction videos for music. Um, and I know that I've got one of my videos that I put out there recently that had um, the song for Cherry Bomb. Immediately, copyright claimed. Means I couldn't monetize it. I can't monetize now even if my life depended on me. I only have 439 subscribers. So, whatever. Go ahead. Try and get the money out of me. When I get the 1,000 subscribers, any copyright video is gone. I'm removing it all. Well, maybe not. I'll help them out a little bit, I guess. Whatever. As long as I get some money out of this, I'm happy. So yeah, I got stuff coming up. I need to have a clear head about it. I have a few days coming up where I have off from work. I'm going to work on some stuff. Next week's Halloween, so I am trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing for my Tap House of Horror. I might reuse one of the episodes that I have yet to air from last year as my Tap House of Horror. Because of the fact that with COVID, I kind of don't have a lot to go off of. I kind of just I'm there. I'm doing whatever. So I do have this episode that will fit perfectly for my Tap House of Horror, but it's not beer. It's not beer at all. So I'm probably going to be putting that one out for Halloween. So Tap House of Horror 6 will contain something from last year. I've been sitting on it for a bit. I'm going to be working on it tomorrow, and I'm going to see if I can get it scheduled for Halloween. Keep an eye out for that. It was filmed during the Halloween time, and it does contain some very scary products that are involved. It is alcohol, and yeah, it was a good time. We'll see how it goes. So that's coming up. I do have some pumpkin beers that I will be reviewing as well. That'll be leading up to the Tap House of Horror. So never fear, pumpkin beers are here. I have got some games. I've been playing NHL 21. If you've missed out on that, that's coming up soon. I will be doing some more streaming on that. I have been playing it offline because I really like playing that game offline. I think I might start a new series up where I actually do another. I'm gonna see if I can do more than one Be a Pro season. That way I can actually just do the ones live so that you guys get to see, and I'll do my other season offline. I'll probably try and segregate and separate that. I'm going to try and see if I can do that more on here and possibly Twitch as well. I don't know. I do have some food that I will be reviewing as soon as I can get everybody on board. That's going to be happening. I do have... Now, I want to apologize. This little guy will not be featured by me. This little guy will be featured by somebody else. I do have a replacement, and it's sitting on my table behind me. So that's going to be filmed soon too. I've got a lot of a lot of reviews that I've got coming up that I will be taking care of. As you see, I'm not really doing my beer reviews right now. I had 3 beers and I filmed none of it over the weekend. So I'm kind of dropping off on that a little bit, just to sort of make sure that I can actually do some other stuff. So everything like that is coming up, so please stay tuned. I might actually go live again shortly here and see if I can play some of the golf game and, you know, go from there. Food is always good. And hello, Leah. Lee. Don't say Leah, it's Lee. Tell I'm still tired a little bit. Um, uh, but yeah. So I do have all this stuff coming up. It is gonna happen soon. And Lee, I see you're still awake, so maybe some golf or maybe a game of life. How's that? I still love me too. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, um, but yeah, I think it was. You're stoked for either. Okay, I'll let you choose. I'm not choosing. I'll let you choose. How's that? Lady's choice. Lady Lee's choice. So, folks, till next time, I am going to go here, and I think I'm going to go have some games and maybe have partake in another beer. I don't have to work tomorrow. I actually took tomorrow off so I could actually de-stress everything and just go from there. That, and also I think I'm making something tomorrow. I think the wife's conned me into making something. I'm not quite sure what it is again. I'm sure she'll tell me though. Till next time, folks. Cheers. We'll see you real soon. Thanks again for joining. And yes, I am sorry, but I have to say, time way good is good. Very good. I really think everyone should do that every now and then. Step away from everything and just sort of reset. And if you come back and you find yourself still not wanting to do it, step away. I I just totally recommend that. Step away, be with some friends, hang with some friends, talk with some friends, do whatever that just keeps your mind away from it, just so that you can fully reset properly. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you real soon.